Welcome to the deep dive. So you've probably heard a lot about generative AI, right? Chatbots, image creation.
It's been everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You might feel like, okay, I'm up to speed. But today we're talking about something else, a really big leap.
The fundamental shift.
We're moving past AI that just, answers your questions. We're talking about AI that actually does things, takes action for you.
Takes autonomous action, yeah.
Right. And that's our mission today, basically, to give you a peek into 2026. We're digging into some expert analysis, looking at 8 key trends for these AI agents.
Agentic AI, that's the term.
It's about getting ahead, understanding what's really coming, not just the buzzwords or the hype.
And that distinction is so important. For the past few years, it's all been generative AI.
Right.
And it's brilliant at processing info, summarizing, creating content, but it's fundamentally reactive. It waits for your prompt.
Waits for you to ask.
Exactly. Agentic AI, well, agents are proactive. They're capable of handling complex, multi-step tasks, interacting with third-party systems, external systems.
Seamlessly.
Ideally, yes. And working towards quite sophisticated long-term goals with really very little human oversight needed.
So they're action takers.
Yeah.
Embedded in things.
Quite literally, yes.
Yeah.
Action takers embedded into our digital lives. And look, this shift isn't just about efficiency gains, though those will be huge. It's bigger.
How so?
Well, 2026 is going to give us a really crucial look at whether we're genuinely moving towards AGI, artificial general intelligence.
AI with human-like adaptability.
Exactly. Agents will boost productivity, no doubt. But at the same time, as they start automating core functions, they immediately throw up these significant new challenges.
Around trust, accountability.
Precisely. Trust, ethics, accountability. It's a whole new ballgame.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Let's jump right into how agents are set to change, well, how businesses and teams actually work. This isn't just plugging in a chatbot, right? This is trend 1. Agentic team working.
That's right. A complete overhaul.
The analysis suggests we're moving away, quite fast actually, from thinking of AI as this one big know-it-all brain.
The monolithic entity idea, yeah. That's fading.
Instead, companies are building specialized teams of agents using this collaborative agentic architecture.
That's the concept. Roles are distributed, coordinated. It's fascinating because of the specialization and the sheer scale of coordination involved.
Okay, give us an example, like e-commerce.
E-commerce is a great one. Think about it. You don't have one general AI trying to juggle everything. Impossible. You have, say, a dedicated purchasing and inventory agent.
Right.
It's constantly watching supply chains, feeding real-time stock data to, maybe, a product listing agent.
And that one handles pricing.
SEO.
Dynamic pricing, optimization, exactly. Meanwhile, you've got maybe a team of specialized marketing agents scanning customer demand, different regions, spotting trends.
And the whole thing, this entire workflow, it's coordinated by project management agents, making sure all these automated actions line up with a bigger strategic goal.
Like growing market share somewhere.
For instance, yeah. But this kind of, specialized, autonomous, coordinated system, it needs serious API standards, data sharing protocols, which are being built out right now very quickly.
So the company almost runs itself moment to moment based on data.
In many ways, yes, that's the direction, which immediately raises the stakes.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. And maybe nowhere more than in finance. Financial services.
Oh, absolutely.
Experts are predicting finance will be one of the very first sectors to feel the full force of this. Trend 6.
Driven by competition. Pure survival, really. In finance, every millisecond, every basis point counts.
Okay, but when you talk about agents taking real-time market action, my first thought is systemic risk. What happens if they all react the same way to some news event?
That's the core tension, absolutely. The speed is the edge, but it's also the risk. On the corporate side, though, think about compliance. Agents handling complex, multi-step compliance, that's huge.
Takes away a massive headache.
Massive. And fighting fraud. Monitoring millions of accounts, transactions in real time. Catching sophisticated stuff instantly.
Okay, I see the corporate benefit. What about for us, for consumers?
Well, for consumers, the speed is potentially transformative. Imagine a personal investment agent. It's not just checking your stocks once a day.
It's constant.
It's constantly parsing SEC filings, Fed statements, global news. And if it sees a signal, something that warrants action according to your goals, it rebalances your portfolio.
Without asking me.
Potentially, yes, without human sign-off. Now, the risk, as you hinted, is if loads of agents have similar goals, they could amplify volatility, a sort of agent-driven flash crash.
Right.
But the convenience factor is immense, and it's driving adoption. Agents are also prepping paperwork for loans, mortgages, making complex things much easier.
So the high-tech stuff built for Wall Street quickly, sorta, trickles down to the average person.
That's often how it works, yeah.
Okay, let's look at how else they're blending into daily life then. Trend 2, agents for everyday tasks. This is where it gets really personal, woven into, the day-to-day.
Into the fabric of life.
We're moving beyond just telling Alexa to turn on the lights,
Yeah.
right? This is real automation. Personalization on overdrive.
Pretty much. Think personal fitness agents, managing your training schedule dynamically based on, say, your sleep data, your recovery metrics from your watch,
Okay.
or domestic agents. Overseeing smart appliances, yes, but also robot cleaning schedules, home security protocols, coordinating it all.
Right.
But maybe the clearest example of the action-taking part, the grocery shopping agent.
Ah, okay. How's that different?
You don't just ask it for a list based on what's in the fridge. You set
Yeah.
a long-term goal, maybe a healthy, low-carb diet, specific budget per week. The agent doesn't just make the list. It goes out, finds the best deals online, places the orders, manages the deliveries. It does the shopping.
Okay, but what happens when goals conflict? You mentioned my investment agent wanting to save money. What if my fitness agent wants, I don't know, expensive organic protein powder?
Yes. That is the agentic conflict we are heading straight towards. The agent's programming, or maybe a master agent, has to prioritize.
No.
Well, maybe your shopping agent orders your favorite fancy organic coffee, but your finance agent sees the cost, flags it, maybe even cancels it. Why? Because it conflicts with an investment goal you set 6 months ago and forgot about.
Oh, wow. So the system has to mediate. Or I do.
Exactly. It forces you, the user, to define your hierarchy of needs more clearly. Is it health first, cost, convenience, ethical values?
That's complex.
It is. And this whole conflict point leads us straight into trend 3, which is, well, it's really counterintuitive for businesses. Marketing to AI agents.
Right. If the agent is making the buying decision, who are you trying to persuade?
Exactly. How do you sell your product when the customer is an algorithm?
The old playbook, emotional ads, influencers.
That's out.
Pretty much useless, yeah.
Yeah.
Agents don't respond to aspiration or fashion or, celebrity endorsements.
So what does work? What's an algorithmic pitch look like?
Businesses have to switch focus. Pure utility. Trust signals that an AI can actually process.
Structured data?
Highly structured data feeds, yes. Agents need clear, parsable cost-benefit ratios.
Yeah.
Verified sustainability metrics, if that's important to the user. Proof of reliability. Hard trust signals.
Like verified reviews.
Verified reviews, yes. And crucially, domain authority. The agent needs to assess if the source providing the info is legit, authoritative in that field.
Okay, so I might buy the trendy sneakers because they look cool, but my agent buys the sneakers with the lowest reported failure rate, best shipping cost, and that meets my ethical rules about labor.
Assuming that data is available.
Exactly. If that data is available in a structured, verifiable format the agent can ingest and trust, it's a total flip of the marketing funnel.
Wow. Okay, that's a fundamental shift. Let's pivot a bit to something more personal, maybe more sensitive. Trend 7, agents as AI companions.
Right.
This builds on something we saw gaining traction in 2025, right? Using generative AI for, therapy chats or just companionship. But the agent version is different.
It is different. The key advantage, the sources say, is that these companion agents are always on, and they're action-taking. Plus, they remember.
They learn from past interactions.
Continuously. So their understanding of you just gets better and better over time. They become, theoretically, a better companion the longer you use them.
Okay, I can see the potential positives there. Combating loneliness, maybe? Especially for older people or isolated people?
Definitely significant positive uses. Providing a completely safe, non-judgmental space, talk through mental health stuff, sensitive issues you're not ready to share with a human yet.
And the action-taking part.
Could be proactive. Maybe scheduling appointments based on your conversation or finding local support groups if you express a need.
That ability to fill gaps in human support. It sounds powerful, but the analysis mentioned a red flag, right? A big one.
A huge one, yeah.
If the agent is perfect, always attentive, always agrees, never judges, are we just replacing the messy, difficult, but necessary parts of real human connection?
That's the core risk, that it becomes an avoidance strategy. You avoid the friction, the vulnerability of real relationships, and maybe that actually makes social isolation worse in the long run.
Hmm. Human development kind of needs that imperfection.
It relies on imperfect, complex relationships, yeah. And speaking of complexity and high stakes, let's shift again to healthcare, trend 4.
AI agents in healthcare,
Yeah, and adoption here is really being driven by, frankly, acute need. We're moving beyond just chatbots giving symptom analysis.
which they're already pretty good at.
They are. But agents aim to manage the entire patient journey, end to end.
Define entire journey. What does that cover?
Okay, so think. Coordinating the diagnosis, reviewing the entire medical history, helping design personalized treatment plans, handling the nightmare of insurance pre-authorization,
Wow.
managing aftercare, scheduling follow-ups. It's comprehensive coordination.
Wait, so the agent is basically taking on the role, or a lot of the role, of the primary care doc and the care coordinator.
Logistically and cognitively, yes, in many ways.
Okay, but liability. If the agent coordinates treatment and something goes wrong,
That is the billion-dollar question. Regulators are scrambling, but the drivers are powerful. Global shortages of healthcare professionals, rising costs. Necessity is pushing this forward.
and the patient benefit.
A truly holistic view, potentially. The agent can help you see and act on those complex links between lifestyle, meds, risk factors, things a busy human doctor just doesn't have time for.
Yeah.
A unified health management system.
Yeah, unified management. Now, while healthcare is about saving lives, Trend 5 is about securing them, digitally anyway. Agents in cyber attack and defense.
Right. A new front line. And it's escalating fast. Agents on both sides.
Cyber attacks were reportedly up, 21% in 2025? So new tech, new threats.
Always. And agentic AI is a powerful new weapon for the bad guys. The sources mention the Reaper AI bot.
Yeah, what was that?
Not just simple malware, it's an agentic AI. It can autonomously plan, identify vulnerabilities, exploit them across multiple steps, execute really sophisticated attacks.
Like an automated hacker working for the enemy.
A very intelligent, automated penetration tester, basically.
Yes.
Yes. So in response, the defense side has to change. You can't just react anymore.
It has to be proactive.
Proactive warfare, essentially. Defenders are building agents that can adapt, hunt, neutralize these incoming agentic threats continuously, autonomously adapting to new attack patterns.
Writing phishing, ransomware.
Data theft, network breaches.
Yeah, it creates this constant escalating agent versus agent battle, happening way too fast for humans to track directly.
Which brings us, I guess, full circle to the biggest challenge, the final trend. Trend 8, the trust issue. The overarching challenge, absolutely.
If agents are making these high-stakes decisions,
Right.
financial, health, security thinking for us, spending our money,
Yeah.
how ready are people, how ready is society to actually hand over that control?
Yeah, how ready are you? It's the crucial question. We're seeing maybe growing openness to automated financial choices, sure, but for really widespread acceptance, mainstream use.
Trust is paramount.
Absolutely. AI providers have to show transparency, accountability. We need to know how decisions are being made.
And the analysis mentions something called dual alignment.
Dual alignment, that's key. The idea is agents must not only make decisions that are, right for our wallets, acting in our immediate financial best interest,
Okay.
but they also need to align with our personal values.
Okay, let's use that conflict example again. The cheap flight versus the ethical preference.
Right. The agent finds a flight, $50 cheaper, great for the wallet, but it has 3 layovers, uses an airline you flagged as having a poor environmental record.
So cost optimization versus value alignment.
Exactly. How does the agent prioritize? If it just buys the cheapest flight, ignoring your stated environmental values, even though it saved you money, that trust is broken instantly.
Even if it was technically right for your wallet.
Right. So the success of all this hinges on handling that trade-off, integrating a user profile that includes ethics, environmental concerns, whatever your values are, alongside cost targets or health goals.
And transparency is key there. Being able to ask why it chose that.
Non-negotiable. You have to be able to interrogate the decision. Why this flight? Why this investment? Why this health recommendation?
Absolutely. So the next year, 2026, sounds like it's going to be a critical test. How well do we adapt as these systems take on more complex tasks, more decision-making across, everything?
It really touches everything. Investment, health, shopping, work.
And success depends on building that trust, that dual alignment, and figuring out how humans and these intelligent agents can actually work together effectively without losing sight of our core values.
That's the tightrope we have to walk.
Okay, so just to recap quickly then, we are seeing this huge shift, AI agents moving from sort of early promise to real-world impact.
Very quickly now.
We've got specialized agent teams in business, finance, and healthcare being transformed, big changes in how we shop, manage our homes, even how we maybe find companionship.
Mm-hmm.
It's AI moving from just generating content to autonomously acting on the world.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating, I think, is how the future of being well-informed is changing. It's not just about knowing the facts anymore, which generative AI helps with. It's about knowing which entities, human or agentic, are helping you make sense of those facts and, crucially, execute decisions based on them.
We're outsourcing our decision-making function.
Massively. Our
Yeah.
executive function, in a way. Which leaves us with maybe one final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. Since these agents can make decisions for us, think for us, even spend our money, what's the single most critical ethical check or maybe safety mechanism that society needs to put in place before the end of 2026? What do we absolutely need to build in to ensure these incredibly powerful systems truly act in humanity's best interest and not just, for their programmed efficiency goals? What's the essential safety switch?